Hey, right? I was like,
I felt like I was in a club.
Welcome to the after show here on the Inner Circle Podcast. This is the after show where things get a little more spicy. We talk a little more shit. We have a little more fun. You never know what could happen on the Inner Circle After Show podcast. It's funny. Let me just be nice. We already had enough fun on the regular episode, but we do have a few more questions that you're gonna ask us, Barbie.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us today. If you guys did not watch our regular episode, these are our special guests and co-host and friend of the show, Ironic Barbie. What's going on, Mister? Thank you for being here with us.
Representing for the West Coast, baby.
Yes. Do you ladies, can we talk? Can we mention? Do we want to mention? Not yet. Yeah, we don't want to jinx it.
Because some things haven't been confirmed.
Yeah. Let's just wait.
Let's just wait, but
I'm just waiting.
It's gonna be exciting when it happens. Like, I'm so excited.
Big news.
Yeah, let's wait. Let's wait on that.
And low key, y'all don't even know. I got like a real special treat for y'all, possibly in the works. But like I said, we ain't gonna say nothing. But it's big shit popping and little things stopping.
All right. We will definitely be watching out for that. Remember us and come in. Announce that shit.
I say that just for the after show. I say that just for
all right.
For that offline show, the offline show.
Yes, the offline show for sure. I definitely want to know. After we'll talk about it, but we have a few more questions that you're gonna ask us. But first, I've been thinking about you. Because we talked, and you've been again booked and busy. But I asked you about what went down a few weeks ago. For your man, your baby daddy, Chris Brown,
the hubby.
Chris Brown's birthday in Las Vegas that was thrown by Usher at a roller skating rink. Some shit went down. Basically, I guess at the show, we've seen great things. We've seen videos of him being sung "Happy Birthday." Usher was there again. Usher threw this for Chris Brown, but there was a little altercation with Chris Brown because he seen someone he did not want at his party. It's my party, and I'll cry if I want to. And he seen Miss Tiana.
I want to.
And he seen Miss Tiana Taylor. Allegedly, he seen Miss Tiana Taylor, although there's pictures there, and he wanted her gone out the party. And this is all due to give some background story. Allegedly, it's going back to the American Music Awards performance that was back in January. I did not know this, but it doesn't surprise me. Tiana Taylor was part of that performance as the creative director, but last minute she backed out. For whatever reason, we don't know that reason, but Chris Brown feels slighted and feels that by her backing out was the reason that executives axed the whole thing. Like, that was a catalyst, something else.
Okay.
They couldn't bring on Lorianne Gibson?
So, no. Not even Ciara, who was supposed to be performing with him at the American Music Awards, could save the performance. So, it just got canceled. It just got axed. And we all chalked it up to, people have not forgiven Chris Brown. Fast forward to Taurus season, we have Chris Brown confronting Tiana Taylor, who was just basically ignoring him. And you know what they say, kill him with kindness and get him more fucking upset. There's nothing worse than when you're fighting with someone and they do not pay you dust. And that's exactly what Tiana Taylor did. So at this point, Usher allegedly stepped in. Chris told Usher, I want her gone. He tried to calm him down. When he didn't kick her out as his request, Chris walked away with his entourage team. Usher tried to follow, and that's when allegedly people from Chris Brown's team, and I assume from what it sounds like, Chris Brown himself threw down with Usher, and according to reports, allegedly Usher had a bloody nose, etc. The next day, they had the Lover and Friends festival that was going down. They both took the stage. Usher posted on his Instagram with no visible injuries. No one has really spoken about it since. And even, here we are a few weeks later, it's still no one's really come to speak about it. I doubt it. People are going to speak about it, especially Usher. He really truly has love for Chris Brown. And I don't think Usher wants the public persona that Chris Brown already has to be worse. So I think we're not really gonna know the truth with this. But what are your thoughts? I mean, I know you love Chris Brown.
And I love Usher, like both of them. I got to see Usher for the first time for New Year's Eve in Vegas in 2021. And nice. You know, Usher was like my first love. My granny loved Usher. She called him the Usher. Oh,
my grandma loved Usher.
My granny loved. She would be like, "Is the Usher on TV?" I'm like, "Granny, shut up. That's my man." But no, we used to fight over him. And so it's like, dude, I do not like to see people fight that I love, especially because I feel like they're like brothers. They have such a good relationship, you know? Mm-hmm. So when I heard about that, I'm just like, dude, like what could have like made Chris or his team want to like sucker punch Usher? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why? What was he doing with, like, was Teyana Taylor, was Chris about to like approach her? And then like Usher kind of intervened. Like, I'm still kind of like scratchy on the details too. Like, what would be the situation behind that? Like them really coming to blows. You know what I mean?
My only question is, why was Teyana Taylor there if she knew that Chris Brown had beef with her?
Right.
Like, why invite yourself somewhere that you know you're not wanted?
Or once you find out it's an issue, why won't you just get up and leave?
Well, listen,
it's birthday.
I mean, it's apples to oranges, but it's the same reason why Margaret Joseph shows up to Teresa Giudice's wedding, and isn't Melissa her BFF? Does she not?
Well, she got invited though.
Okay, just because you got invited doesn't mean if you don't fuck with someone and you have true feelings about someone, why would you show up to something?
I'm not going.
That's true. You're right, but I also feel like I don't think. She was trying to make it about her. But back to Usher.
She's a clout chaser. That's why. No, my point is Margaret Joseph is a clout chaser. It was a big event. It was a huge event. She wants to be seen. She knows it was being recorded. Hello, camera time, paparazzi time, magazine time. So it could be the same thing for Teyana Taylor. It was a big event. It could have been, you know, it's exposure.
Yeah, because a lot of people honestly didn't even know who Baby Girl was until she did that Kanye West video with the bomb body. A lot of people did not know her.
That's how I came to know her.
And she, you know, she had got her. She had a.
I knew her from My Super Sweet 16.
Right when she came out in that Barbie doll box, I was like, this bitch. But no, she didn't have work done and everything, honey. So yeah, she used to be a whole different bitch. But so yeah, it's definitely could be like she would show up for the clout. You know what I mean? To get more buzzing in the streets on her name for sure.
Now, word on the street, girl, is to that Chris Brown allegedly, a lot of people and even Teyana Taylor, I guess, was ignoring him, but basically was like, "Yo, bro, you on that stuff," and other people referred to Chris Brown being on that stuff. I guess that's code word for allegedly substances. Yeah. How do you? But my question for you is, with everything that has happened with him, with hitting people and especially women, etc. What are your thoughts and your feelings about his behavior still to this day? Him knowing his public persona already, should he not be a little more careful and woosah to not react in this manner, especially with women? Like, for me, I thought it was a little weird that he's confronting doing all this to a woman. A lot of people brought up like, yo, would he have done that if her man Iman was there, who's like a 6'10" basketball player? Like, he's confronting a woman by herself. Like, what's your thoughts?
And see, this is the thing. Chris Brown has been overtaken. I'm not trying to make excuses for my nigga, but Chris Brown has definitely been taken by that LA nigga syndrome. And I know y'all ain't from out here, whatever like that, but LA niggas move very, very differently, and they do things very, very differently. And they be on some real fucked up shit. Like, you get what I'm saying? They'll come at a chick, they'll come at, you know what I mean, in fucked up ways, and they pop off. They don't give a fuck about who gonna think this or what, you know what I mean? It's like they really don't care. And I feel like he got it's almost like Pac. Like, he came out here to LA and he really took on that persona of being an LA nigga. And I gotta do this, and I gotta move like this, and I gotta show I'm this, and I gotta pop off all the time and do that. You know what I mean? Like, so I feel like he just really kind of got caught up in that, and as well as being on that shit, like they said. Because I was in front of him one night, like really in front of him, like this fucking close almost, and he was obviously on that shit. And when you on that shit, you don't even think, you know what I mean? If you got a temper and you on that shit is gonna fly. You'll end up throwing chairs, flipping shit. and you forget who you are in that moment. Like,
Mm.
oh shit, I'm Chris Brown. Like, fuck, I didn't fucked up again. You know what I mean?
Oh, true.
But we only human. But at the same time, I really do think that this LA shit, like I said, I'm not trying to make excuses, but LA niggas move differently. And I think he's really like just honed in on that LA persona, LA nigga persona. And so he don't be giving a fuck. He really don't.
We see how that lasted for Tupac. That ain't take him anywhere but the grave. And I think, listen, I love Chris Brown. I always have, but I don't feel that his actions show that he's like grown. Like he really needs therapy because he has a lot of built up anger, or the situation that he be on makes him look bad. Like, that's not even an excuse for a celebrity to act like that. And I've always said,
and he's been diagnosed, is known, sorry for cutting you off, but it's known that he has bipolar disorder.
There's a lot of people that have bipolar disorder and they don't act like that. And your apologies have to be as loud as the disrespect that you cause. And I don't see that.
And your actions should be showing that you're making adjustments to try to better yourself, especially we're getting older. Me and him are the exact same age. And you know, it's like, damn, okay. I used to pop off bad. I used to pop off bad like Pac. Like, you feel me? Like, until my ass got jumped, and that slowed my ass down real quick. You understand what I'm saying? Like, some certain shit will happen and you'll calm the fuck down. Like, oh shit. Like, you know what I mean? Let me tone it down some. You feel me? So I just feel like, but a lot of shit has happened for Chris, and it still just ain't hit him. So we all, you know, it takes some people, it takes more, some people it takes less to kind of wake you the fuck up and shake you to reality. Like, oh, it's time for me to get help. It's time for me to, you know what I mean?
Facts. It's true. It's true. Well, listen, we wish the best for Chris Brown. I find it hilarious. I was hoping, you know, leading up to this, that maybe some more stuff will come out. Someone will say something, but a few weeks later, nothing. And I truly feel, I mean, Usher, even if it went down, I think Usher as a big brother doesn't want his persona or like for him to get more criticism more. So he's not going to say shit. He's not going to throw his boy under the bus. I know Tiana Taylor's going to keep her mouth quiet because I'm sure Usher was like, girl, like, you know.
Just leave
So I feel like everyone involved in it came to a consensus like, let's not talk. Let's not add anything more. Let's not make any statements, nothing. Because no one's made no statements. No one's camp. Not Chris Brown's camp.
Pictures though of what? Like them.
There's a video of him like walking around like pissed off, like But
and then
you see Usher trying.
Yeah, you see Usher there. You see a picture. You see Chris Brown first and Tiana Taylor sitting. So you see a picture. Obviously him standing up. She's sitting, ignoring him. Then you see another picture with Usher now in the moment. You do, like Melanie said, there was a video where you see kind of Chris Brown upset.
Like so, walking around the club, like, or outside.
Like leaving. Leaving. So there's no videos of the incident of the actual melee. And no pictures of anyone bruised or hurt. But yeah, he was definitely upset. And you know what? I'm not going to even front with y'all. I could be a bitch. If somebody at my party and I done been drinking on that yak or I done been smoking a little smoke, like if I see somebody in that party and I do not want them there and I feel like, it's going to go down and I'm already gassed up, like, and I'm off that shit, then it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. I would probably
did that shit like 4 years ago. Remember, Charlie? I did that like 4 years ago with a sober mind. Somebody came to my birthday little shindig that I did not want. And I said, all of y'all, round up, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, and it just sucks because we're just regular smuggler ass people. So if we act a fool, it's all right. Ain't nobody gonna fucking know or care. You know what I mean? But when you're on that level, but Chris, his mind just ain't been able to correlate. He's still walking around just thinking he a regular LA nigga. And it's like, no, nigga, you got to stop, baby. He need a real bitch in his life. That's what he need. Fucking check his ass and put that kitty cat on him, and he'll start acting like that real quick. Cooking some soul food, get him fat. She plotting.
Listen, Tauruses love to eat. I know that, and that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. I never had no bitch that could cook for him. Y'all know he just fuck with them little skinny Karoche bitches. Let me tell y'all something. He man's way to their heart is food. Yep. Slow his ass down. All right, Barbie. You have some more questions for us? I know we did this on our regular show. If you have not caught our 3-year celebration. 158 episode. Definitely catch it. It's streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and on your favorite streaming platforms. We're continuing the questions here on the after show exclusively on YouTube. So take it away, Bari. Give us some more questions.
Well, this one is kind of intense as well. It says, do you love your life?
Oh, I do. I love my life. I think I have a very blessed life, and I feel like sometimes I'm just in awe, and I have to be like, wow, thank you, God. Even recently, our most recent guest, Tina, from the Real World, from Road Rules and, the Real World Road Rules Challenges and All Stars. I was thinking about this just the other day, and I'm like, what it really hit me. I'm like, I was like a teenager watching these fucking people. I never in a million years. I mean, I loved them. Like, I would not love them, but like, I obviously watched them because I was entertained, so I enjoyed them. But never back 10 years ago, as a teenager, would have thought. Years later, I would interview like someone like a Tina or even a Cyrus, who goes way back to MTV mid-90s. Like, he was out. Like, my aunt used to watch Real World Boston. So like to like sit there and be like, yo, you've interviewed like someone like Cyrus or Tina, like, it's like, that's great. And just in general, like, I love my life. Yes, I'm very blessed.
Amen.
I'm very blessed.
I'm just gonna say, yes, I love my life. I'm not gonna elaborate on why, but at the end of the day, to appreciate life and be like alive, you have to love life.
Yes, even just waking up every motherfucking day is a blessing.
You have to be thankful
in this crazy ass world.
Amen. And then it says, okay, where do you want to be in 5 years?
Now, you see, this question was a little bit, when I wrote it down, I'm like, do they mean like the podcast or like personal? But
right.
You could say podcast wise.
Okay.
Podcast wise, honestly, just knocking out some of the dream guests, having some of those dream guests on. Obviously, I don't like to focus so much on numbers, but obviously, higher numbers always
some growth.
Feels a little good. Obviously, some growth. So, some growth in numbers. But, I would be just as happy just if I tackle some of those dream guests, even if I still had the same numbers, because I'm still, getting those people. So
that part.
Yeah.
This one is specifically for Melanie. It says, how would you say you have changed since doing the podcast?
How have I changed? I think I'm more, I would say I'm a little bit more open in terms of like my life. I'm not, like I said, for the umpteenth time, I'm a private citizen. When it comes to social media and it comes to like my life, a lot of people, what you know is what I allow you to know. I don't feel an obligation that I need to like put my whole life out there. And then as far as change, I think that I'm a little bit more receptive about speaking about things like topics or conversations that I necessarily didn't think I had any say on. I don't know. I just feel part of like something where I have a platform where I can speak about anything. And even if I don't know about a certain topic or a certain conversation, it's good to just be in the know and sit there and like listen. So I think that's pretty much how I've changed. But as anything else, like Charlie could tell you, I was more so behind the scenes making up the games and like basically being like a little producer.
Or even before, like I said, we said on the regular show, Melanie knows I wanted to like do podcasting way before the
I bought you your first microphone.
The Inner Circle podcast. Yeah, like it goes back to like I think 2017, 18 that I presented this to you. And even back then when I presented it to Melanie and our good Judy friend Ralph, shout out to Ralph, they were supportive. They heard me out, but they were like, oh, no. Even when I was like, oh, would you guys do like an episode? They were like, especially Melanie, like, no. So for her to like now, like she's now fucking co-hosting like every week. It's like she has come a long way. Like,
yeah,
because this was someone who did not
want to be on camera.
Well, it's not even camera podcast. Before we wasn't thinking like camera, we were thinking just audio podcast. But even that idea, she was not like no.
Dang. I think people also forget that like Charlie is more of a vocal person where it comes to what he wants to do with the podcast in the future. Mm-hmm. I'm more of a sit back and watch and like go. I don't like really like to talk about my aspirations with something until it's realized. But Charlie has always wanted to be a host of some sort and be in entertainment. I like to be behind the scenes. I don't really talk about what I do work-wise because I don't feel that I need to expose it.
More private.
Right. But this is a way also for us to bond. And I'm doing it with my best friend. So that's something I see it as a hobby. Also, one thing that I did realize that I've seen not a change in me, but I've noticed in people is that having a podcast or having a platform can scare people off or make people give their unsolicited advice when it's not needed. I've dated guys who were kind of nervous about me being in a podcast because they're afraid of what I'm going to say about them, or if like shit gets rough, I'm going to expose. Or I've had a guy tell me, oh, well, if you're not profiting like Joe Rogan style, then why are you on a podcast? I didn't even waste my time. I kicked his ass to the curb because at the end of the day, I don't think I need to explain myself to people who are not paying my bills.
Right.
Easy as that.
That's so true. Okay, this one says, should women be more supportive of women?
I wonder who sent that one.
Absolutely. I feel that there are women who are supportive of women, but because of the backlash and like the higher amount of women that don't support women, when they do support another female, they're seen as fake or they're seen as like they're trying too hard. And I don't like that. I'm at a point in my life, I'm in my 30s. There's no reason to be jealous of someone else. Everyone's direction is different. I could be upset that like I don't have kids yet or I'm not married, but then I know that my time and my like path is different from my friends. I don't understand. I don't know what it is about women finding competitions with each other, but unfortunately I've been on the receiving end where I've had females be jealous of me for no goddamn reason. Like, girl, there's nothing to be like feel a way about.
What is that gonna bring you by being that damn jealous? You get what I'm saying? That's the part that I don't get. Like, what is it gonna bring you if you so stuck up? Oh, my other friends are already married and have kids. Like, by you hating on them with that, what is that? Do you think it's gonna bring it to you faster? Hell
exactly.
No.
I like to congratulate and show love and like bless people and tell them God bless you. I'm so happy for you, because at the end of the day, if you don't do that, you're not gonna get that shit back.
It's not gonna come your way because you sitting up there hating.
Don't give people the evil eye and expect rewards in the end.
That part.
Bitch, I'd be surprising myself. Next question.
Charlie, you don't have a take on it, do you think?
Women supporting women?
Very hard if it's not from a woman.
Yeah, that's why I stood quiet.
Okay.
I'll let you ladies have that.
Okay, this one says, okay, Charlie, would you consider a spinoff podcast?
Okay. I actually thought this was a messy question.
Yeah.
A spin-off podcast, I already feel that I do like little spin-offs within the podcast itself, whether it's the Where in the World series, or even when I come on and do bonus episodes, whether it's reviewing a movie or Power Rangers. Obviously, Melanie's not part of that. It's just me, so I'm doing that. So I already feel within the podcast itself, I already do that in a way. It's like little branches. It's kind of like Charlie's Corner. Sirius XM has all these umbrellas. I feel like the Inner Circle podcast, there's us, and then there's other things like the bonus episodes where I'm reviewing either a show or a movie or whatever came out. So yeah.
If I were to do a spinoff, it would be all about music. I would want to talk about music, talk about the latest tracks, artists, or even have like a DJ set. That's what I would do if I did my own spinoff. But I'm good with this.
So it says, this one says, do you and Mel have opposing views? I mean, I think we all, you're not going to agree on everything.
Yeah, exactly.
That's basically it.
Yeah.
And then this other one, it's kind of similar to the one that said, what has been the most difficult part, but this one says what's been one of the best things about doing a podcast, and then one of the worst things about doing it. So it wants best and worst.
Best and worst. Well, go ahead.
The best thing is obviously bonding with my best friend, because it's quality time with each other, and we get to meet new people and have conversations and experience that together and talk about experiences outside the podcast that we have together. The worst thing I would say is sometimes there are situations that lead to disappointments. You may not think that a guest is actually the right fit for your show, or the guest ends up not being who you think they are. And also, like, again, this goes back to what we spoke about in the previous episode. It all depends on like your opinions. If someone doesn't like your opinion, or if they hear your opinion and they don't agree with it, if they feel automatically attacked and entitled to like say something, you can speak your opinion and speak your truth. But like, to attack us because we have our own opinions about things, it's just very trivial and juvenile to me.
Yeah. For me, one of the best things is just kind of like, it is a wild moment sometimes. It's like living basically what I've dreamed of since I was like, I used to practice in my room as a fucking adolescent, little kid, teenager, like pretending I was Carson Daly, counting down the top 10 TRL videos. Like, I used to practice and do all that corny shit. So to actually live it and be doing it again, you know, we may not have the thousands of subscribers yet, or the thousands of views yet, but to still be able to live it and interview some dope people that we have so far in the 3 years, it's those moments I'm like, wow. Like,
and you preparing yourself.
It's small little feats. It may not be huge, but this is still fucking a pretty badass that we're doing this. And the worst, kind of like Melanie said, it's like basically having a podcast, having a platform sets you up for the ridicule of things. It's just like we discussed personally off the show, you know, of personally posting yourself on Instagram, like my personal Instagram, and basically putting yourself out there. I'm setting myself to be ridiculed, or people will have their opinions or their, what's the word, Melanie, their assumptions on your life because of the way you live and what you post. So it's the same thing for the podcast. Basically, that's the worst. It's like she said, you may give an opinion, or like I said in the main show, you know, you're talking about a certain thing and people are getting offended thinking it's about them. And that's not the case. So it's things like that. Basically being set up to possibly be ridiculed and ripped apart and dissected for every little thing you say.
And just to piggyback off of that, there's a million and one podcasts out there in the world.
Yeah.
Not everyone's going to be the same. Obviously, people are going to share inspiration and have their own twist on things. I don't think that anyone is entitled to feel like, oh my God, they're copying us, or she's saying the same thing that I said, or feel a way about what is said and what is not said. Because at the end of the day, everyone has the same freaking like mission. Is to basically say what they want to say in their platform. So at the end of the day, and I find it ludicrous when another podcast gets upset over hearing that we say something like we're the dynamic duo. We're a duo. We're two people.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a common expression.
And that's a common expression.
Anybody could use that. Anybody could fucking use that.
Yeah. So I feel like
that's not copyrighted. You know what I mean? For some fucking a certain set of people, it's like it's open fucking ground. Like anybody could use that.
at the end of the day,
why get mad about it?
Right. And I feel like we don't have to live in harmony, but just fucking respect each other. At the end of the day, you guys are
right. You ain't
y'all
gotta
do what you want to do. We could do what we want to do.
You ain't gotta agree.
It's not that serious.
Right.
Exactly.
And you ain't gonna always agree. Not even with your lover. Not even with the person you fucking.
Exactly.
You're not always going to agree. So people have to be better.
Your brother, your cousin, whatever.
Right. Your mama, your daddy. People have to be. Look. People need to be, more respectful when it comes to, okay, we don't see eye to eye on that topic. Let's agree to disagree and let's move on. We can still be cool.
It's not that deep.
We can still be cool. It ain't that fucking deep, dude. You got your views. I got my brain. You got your brain. Our brains do not work the fucking same. They do not fire at the same, you know what I mean? On the same frequency. So get the fuck over it. Next.
Let's do one more. Exactly. Let's do one more question. This after show is a long after show party right here.
Right.
But if you're having fun and we're celebrating 3 years.
I made it through all the questions, baby. I
was
knocking out. Wendy Williams did.
and we did what we did and came what we had to do. Guys, for sending in your questions, whether anonymously or through the gram, or just questions that we had from the last time you guys sent in the batch of questions. Thank you guys so much. Byronique, Barbie, thank you so much for joining us and doing this. This was fun. It was cool to have someone else ask us questions.
Ask some questions. I love to ask some fucking questions.
This was definitely a different feel. I really, really enjoyed it. I think we have to do that more, Melody.
Right.
It was my idea, by the way.
You know what? Y'all should start asking guests to at least come with 1 or 2 questions for y'all.
Yeah.
So it could be like, a little.
We've actually had people just randomly ask us questions, but they ask like before the show. Okay. So we could do that.
Y'all should include that. That's
All right, guys. Well, again, follow once again, Barbie. Tell them where they could support and follow you. The people watching the after show exclusively here on YouTube.
Yeah. So my YouTube and my Facebook is just as you see it above my little head right here, Byronique Barbie. Okay, that's where you can find me on my YouTube and my Facebook if y'all still on there for the oldie but goodies. But and then my Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter is all at The First Barbie. So THE1ST Barbie. Hey.
Anything you got for the people, Melanie, before we go?
Be kind to each other.
Be kind, yes. And once again, thank you. This is exclusively on YouTube, the after show. Make sure you subscribe because you won't miss a beat. And YouTube is a place you want to be because again, we do a lot of exclusive things just for YouTube. The after show, bonus episodes, etc. There's much more content that's going to be coming to you guys that I have set up for you guys. So definitely you want to be subscribed to our YouTube, but we also stream it on your favorite platforms. Follow us there. And what a fun time we had. All I got to say is stay golden, my people. Stay golden.
See you soon, Barbie.
Yeah.
See you soon. Hopefully we get some announcements after. We are out. Adios.